electrolysis in electrochemistry chapter. Continuation to that, in the electrolysis concept only, some laws are there. Means they are called Faraday's laws. It is in the electrolysis topic only. Faraday's laws. The Faraday laws explains us mainly on electrolysis. Yes, in the last class we have completed in electrolysis, what products are forming at cathode and what are forming at anode, and based on that some numerical models also given. Here those numericals only explains in this Faraday's laws also. Means the quantity of the substances, how much is liberating or depositing, is explaining here. Let us discuss about the Faraday's laws now. There are two laws are there. Faraday's, we have two laws. Number one, Faraday first law. Let us discuss about Faraday first law. It explains us see, I am taking one electrolytic cell. One electrolytic cell, in this cathode, anode should be taken. Yeah, see, this is cathode and this one is anode, and one electrolyte should be taken here. Electrolyte. Some compound is forming. Some compound is taken as electrolyte. Suppose when aqueous NaCl is taken. NaCl is taken on passing electricity, it will be ionized. These are all explained yesterday only. On passing electricity, these electrolytes are dissociate and some products are forming at cathode and anode. The Faraday first law explains us as the quantity of these substances or the amount of the substances deposited or liberated. If it is a solid, deposit term we can use. If it is a gas, liberated term we can use. The quantity of the substances deposited or liberated at electrodes during electrolysis depends upon the quantity of the current is passing through the electrolyte. That is Faraday first law. आप लोग जितना क्वांटिटी करंट पास होगा उतना क्वांटिटी ऑफ द मास ऑफ सब्सटेंसेस deposited or liberated at electrodes. So the quantity of the current is directly proportional to mass of the substances deposited or liberated. So this is Faraday first law. So mathematically we can write it as the mass of the substance M is directly proportional to the quantity of the current is passing through the electrolyte. Quantity of the current is passing through the electrolyte. Here M is the mass of the substance deposited or liberated at electrodes. Is directly proportional to Q. Q means quantity of the current is passing through the electrolyte. This is Faraday first law. See, once again I will say the statement of the Faraday's law. The mass of the substances deposited or liberated at electrodes during electrolysis is directly proportional to the mass of the quantity of the current is passing through the electrolyte. This is called Faraday first law. So M is the mass of substance deposited or liberated. Q is the quantity of the current is passed. So I am going to removing this proportionality. So what we will get is M equal to E into Q. This is I am taking as equation number 1. M equal to E into Q. What is E? Where E is equal to electrochemical equivalent. where small e equal to electrochemical equivalent. This is small e. What is this electrochemical equivalent? How do you define it? The electrochemical equivalent, how do you define? Before defining, I'll give m equal to mass of the substances, q equal to quantity of the current is passed. Quantity of the current is passed. This quantity of the current also we have one formula in the physics also. So where E equal to this, the q equal to the quantity of the current, we have the formula C into T. What is C? C is the current in amperes. Current in amperes. T equal to time should be in seconds. This is another equation number 2 I am taking. This is equation 2. Q equal to C into T. This is nothing but the quantity of current. The quantity of the current is passed through the electrolyte. The Q formula is C into T. C current in amperes units. T time should be in seconds. The Q equal to C into T is the formula also. We need to take this from the physics formulas. So therefore C is the current, P is the ampere. The product of these two is Q, quantity of the current. I am substituting equation number 2 in 1. But before that, what is this E? This electrochemical equivalent. I will give the definition of this electrochemical equivalent now. See? From this, what I am writing is where E is equal to m by q I am writing. Where E equal to m by q. See, how do you define this E and m now? Suppose tell me, if q is equal to 1 coulomb, if q equal to 1 coulomb, means 1 coulomb current when it is passing, what happens? If q equal to 1 coulomb, so E is equal to m will come. So how do you define now the electrochemical equivalent? The electrochemical equivalent can be defined as the mass of the substance deposited or liberated at electrodes when 1 coulomb current is passed is known as electrochemical equivalent. The mass of substance deposited or liberated when 1 coulomb current is passed through the electrolyte is called electrochemical equivalent. That's it. So after the electrochemical equivalent definition, I am substituting equation number 2 in 1. So in the before explanation I given equation number 2, equation number 1 also. I am substituting, see, substituting 2 in 1 now. So what will you get? M is equal to, in the place of the small e only, in the place of the q I am writing C into T. This will come when substituting 2 in 1 there. So M equal to ECT will come. This is equation number 3. M equal to ECT comes. This will be equation number 3. All these 1, 2, 3 equations are very important for numericals. That's why I am substituting, I am giving this in square brackets. So after this equation number 3, what I am doing is, see, this equation number 3 again I am writing as M equal to capital E C T by 96,500. See, again this is I am writing as equation number 4. This is I am writing like this, C into T, C into 2 as it is, M as it is, but in the place of the small e, capital E by 96,500 I got it. Capital E by 96,500 I got it. How we are getting 96,500 there? Capital E means where small e is equal to, in the place of small e is equal to capital E by 96,500. This is equation number 5 I am writing. Means the electrochemical equivalent is equal to capital E by 96,500. How it is, I'll tell you. Before that, what is capital E? The capital E means just chemical equivalent. The capital E means chemical equivalent. How do you understand this chemical equivalent? Nothing but equivalent weight. Chemical equivalent means equivalent weight. How do you define this in this concept, in this Faraday's law? How do you define this chemical equivalent? Small e means electrochemical equivalent. Capital E means just chemical equivalent. Small e I defined it. Small e, how I have defined the mass of substances deposited or liberated when 1 coulomb current is passed is known as electrochemical equivalent. Now the chemical equivalent, how do you define? See, the mass of substances deposited or liberated when 1 Faraday current is passed. There 1 coulomb current passed, here 1 Faraday current is passed. 1 Faraday means 96,500 coulomb current pass करना है. So whatever the mass is obtained, that is called chemical equivalent. There small e means just 1 coulomb current is passed. Here capital E means 96,500 coulomb current is passed. Therefore, this relation I will derive it. See, this is a statement I given capital E का. Now 1 coulomb current pass किया तो whatever the mass is deposited or liberated, that is small e I have taken. That is small e. But here what I said, 1 Faraday current means 96,500 coulomb current pass किया तो whatever the mass is deposited or liberated, that is capital E. How much the mass deposit, tell me? 1 coulomb current pass किया तो small e. 1 Faraday means 96,500 coulomb current pass किया तो कितना होगा? 96,500 into E. 96,500 into E. This is equal to capital E. This is equal to capital E. This is a statement. So capital E means chemical equivalent. It is the mass of the substance deposited or liberated at electrodes when 1 Faraday current is passed. So we got this relation how 1 coulomb current pass किया तो just small e. 96,500 coulomb current pass किया तो 96,500 into small e. This is equal to nothing but capital E. So from this tell me, therefore from this small e equal to what happens? Small e equal to capital E by 96,500. Capital E by 96,500. Like that we got this relation. That's why I got this equation number 5. How we got the 5? I derived like this. So here electrochemical equivalent statement is small e. Chemical equivalent statement is capital E. Electrochemical equivalent means just 1 coulomb current only passing. Chemical equivalent means just 96,500 coulomb current pass करना है. Then whatever the mass is deposited, they are called electrochemical equivalent small e or chemical equivalent capital E. So finally, the ultimate final equation is equation number 4. This is frequently using in the numericals. Mass of the substance is equal to E C T by 96,500. T means the time of the flow of current in seconds. C current in amperes. E is the the E is just a chemical equivalent. Nothing but equivalent weight. Equivalent weight formulas हम लोग जो use किया है सब we can use it. Usually for acids, for bases, for salts, for oxidizing agents, for reducing agents, we use various formulas. You can use those formulas also, but some only metals are given, elements are only given. Elements का equivalent weight is equal to the atomic weight of the element by valency. You can use this formula, atomic weight of the element by valency. This formula also we can use. So to find out the E, atomic weight by valency formula also we can use. This is Faraday's first law. So Faraday first law में we have totally 5 equations are there. All these 5 equations में we have the problems. First equation is, क्या है first equation? M equal to EQ, small EQ. Second equation Q equal C into T. I am substituting the 2 equation to first equation. M equal to ECT. But fourth equation is ECT by 96,500. How the E and small e related means small e equal to capital E by 96,500. So all these 5 formulas numericals में use होगा. This is Faraday's first law. Now Faraday's second law discuss करेंगे. Second law. Faraday's second law के लिए I will give one diagram. See that. One diagram. Faraday's second law. In this electrodes are taken, electrodes. So this is cathode, anode, cathode, anode, cathode, anode. And we have 3 different electrolytic cells. So 3 different electrolytes I am taking. 3 different electrolytes. Here in this case I am taking aqueous copper sulfate. Here I am taking aqueous silver nitrate. Here I am taking aqueous H2SO4. All these 3 electrolytic cells containing 3 different electrolytes I have taken. All these 3 I am connecting in a series. Because series connection, parallel connection is there. Now I am connecting this into series connection. See how? Like this. Yeah, this is called a series connection. Series connection means all the time same quantity of the current is passing. Through all these electrolytes, same quantity of the current can be passed. So this is the reason why we are connecting them in a series. Okay, I connected means the same quantity of current is passed. You just tell me on passing electricity, what are the products are forming at cathode and anode on electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate? I given this one yesterday. Aqueous copper sulfate. So copper sulfate ions are possible. Aqueous H plus OH ions also possible. But 2 types of cations, copper and H plus. Out of these 2, which one will move towards the cathode first means copper, not hydrogen, because copper is present above than the hydrogen. So at cathode we are getting copper. At anode sulfate and OH. Sulfate ions will not move. So OH minus ions only move. So OH move over to either O2 form over. Oxygen is the main product. So copper and oxygen are the main products. In this case, silver is the main product. Silver again, this also I told you. And here also H plus and silver ions are possible. But H plus and silver ions means silver only present above the list, so it will move. And NO3 OH minus ions means OH only moving. Therefore OH on moving, O2 is the main product. In this case hydrogen only there, H2 is the main product at cathode, sulfate and OH minus main, O2 is the main product. So these are the products are liberating or depositing at electrodes. In the first cell, copper and oxygen, here silver oxygen, here hydrogen and oxygen. So these 3 are the possible products at different electrodes. Okay. When same quantity of the current is passed, these are the products. Now see the second law. Second law explains that when same quantity of the current is passing through the different electrolytic cells containing different electrolytes, then the mass ratio of their substances deposited or liberated at electrodes is equal to their equivalent weights ratio. That is a thing. The mass ratio of the products is equal to their equivalent weights ratio. Means mass ratio देखो the mass ratio of copper by mass ratio of oxygen. These are the products. The products का mass ratios is equivalent to their equivalent weight ratio, means equivalent weight of copper by equivalent weight of oxygen. This is the application. This is the formula for second law. And for this second cell देखिए products, the mass ratio of the silver by mass ratio of oxygen is equal to equivalent weight of the silver by equivalent weight of oxygen. Similarly, third cell को apply करो, the mass ratio of hydrogen by mass ratio of oxygen is equivalent to equivalent weight of hydrogen by equivalent weight of oxygen. That's it. Again, let us take the ratio of all these masses. Mass ratios of all these, if you take for all these three cells, mass of oxygens are all there. We can cancel them, mass of oxygen. Equivalent weight of oxygens also commonly present. If you take the ratio, you can cancel them. Remaining, what will you get? So therefore, the mass of copper is to ratio I am taking, and mass of silver is to, and mass of hydrogen is equal to, only masses ratio is equivalent to their equivalent weight ratio, means equivalent weight of copper is to equivalent weight of the what silver is to equivalent weight of hydrogen. So this is Faraday's second law statement. I have taken 3 electrolytic cells. You can take 2, at least 2 should be there. Means you need to compare the masses of the products depositing or liberating at electrodes. So 2 also we can take, 3 we can take, 4 we can take, anything. I have taken the 3 electrolytic cells containing 3 different electrolytes. So when same quantity of the current is passed, the mass ratio of the products liberated or deposited at electrodes during electrolysis is equivalent to their equivalent weight ratio. This is a Faraday's second law. So based on the Faraday and first law and second law, we have the numericals. So let us do these numericals in the next class. So that's our total Faraday's laws and electrolysis concept is over. Electrolysis concepts and Faraday's laws are completed. Based on these numericals we will do in the next class. Thank you.